All right, everybody. I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA, and this is my stimulus update for Monday, December 28th. So, as you all know, last night, Donald Trump, while still vacationing in Florida and under increasing pressure from not only Democrats but also Republicans, signed the stimulus and government funding omnibus bill that was passed by Congress a week ago. This is the bill with the $300 unemployment and the $600 stimulus check. So what's next, though, for Donald Trump's $2,000 stimulus check idea? Well, today, as Nancy Pelosi said on Christmas Eve last week, the House will take a full recorded vote on standalone bill for $2,000 stimulus checks to increase the amounts for non-dependent adults from $600 to $2,000, right? So like Trump said in his statement last night, that would mean a family of four would receive $5,200, $2,000 each for the adults and $600 each for the children. This would add approximately $370 billion to the cost of the stimulus checks. So this will be voted on in the House today. Nancy Pelosi issued a statement last night after Trump signed, saying that Trump signing the bill is welcome news for the unemployed, right, and others struggling to stay afloat. She said that the legislation is a down payment. We've heard that terminology again and again here from the Democrats especially. And then in the third paragraph here, Nancy Pelosi says, now, the president must immediately call on congressional Republicans to end their obstruction and to join him and Democrats in support of our standalone legislation to increase direct checks to $2,000, which will be brought to the floor tomorrow. Every Republican vote against this bill is a vote to deny the financial hardship that families face and to deny the American people the relief they need. So there's really nothing new here, right? We've known since Christmas Eve, right, when Dems did not get unanimous consent for the $2,000 stimulus check bill. We've known that they were going to vote today on this for a while now, right? So this is nothing new. I think odds are pretty good it will pass the Democratic majority House. So in light of that, I predict that when the standalone $2,000 stimulus check amendment bill passes the House, which we all think it will, that some unscrupulous creators will create videos titled "Just Approved," $2,000 stimulus checks, or they may even use the number from Trump's example for a family of four last night. Just approved, $5,200 stimulus checks. I predict we'll see clickbait videos like that after the House votes on this. But the real question isn't the House. I mean, heck, folks, the House passed a $3+ trillion stimulus bill in May, the HEROES Act. You think they're going to freak out over another $370 billion, right, on top of $900 billion in this latest stimulus package? The question is, once again, as it has been, right, has it always been, what will Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans do? What will Mitch and Senate Republicans do about the $2,000 stimulus check legislation? Mitch McConnell issued a statement of his own after Trump signed the bill last night. He said he applauds Trump's decision to finally signed the bill. He didn't say finally, right? Mitch's statement was much more congratulatory, as though Trump did something amazing and incredible. He called the legislation a major lifeline. He said that it is not perfect, but will still do an enormous amount of good for struggling Americans. He thanked the president. He praises his leadership. And then he simply says, I'm glad the American people will receive this much-needed assistance as our nation continues battling this pandemic. There's no specifics here, right? This is just a very kind of boilerplate statement that you'd expect from the majority leader, right? No mention of $2,000 stimulus checks in here. We have not seen any indication from Mitch McConnell that if the $2,000 stimulus check bill passes the House, that he will put it on the Senate floor for a vote. We have seen no indication of that. However, as pointed out in my video last night, Trump said in his statement, the Senate will start the process for a vote that increases checks to $2,000. Okay, but we haven't heard that directly from McConnell himself. Keep in mind, though, that Trump is also claiming that the House is going to look into voter fraud in the November 3rd presidential election. And okay, Trump. He also brings up Section 230, right, which he wanted repealed in the Defense Authorization Act. The repeal was not in the act, so he vetoed the Defense Act. And his veto will almost certainly be overridden in Congress this week. I don't know, maybe golfing buddy Lindsey Graham told him otherwise. But, has Trump has he made some arrangement, right, with Mitch McConnell, whereby if the standalone $2,000 stimulus check bill passes the House, that McConnell will put it on the Senate floor? Was that some deal Trump made? He said, okay, I'll sign this thing, Mitch, if you agree to put $2,000 stimulus checks on the Senate floor after it passes the House. I don't know. That's just speculation. But even if McConnell does put $2,000 stimulus checks on the Senate floor, the legislation would need at least 13 Republican votes to pass it, assuming all 47 non-Republicans, 45 Democrats, and 2 independents vote for it, which they very well may. Last night, Chuck Schumer tweeted, "The House will pass a bill to give Americans $2,000 checks. Then I will move to pass it in the Senate. No Democrats will object. Will Senate Republicans?" That's the big question, folks. How do Senate Republicans feel about $2,000 stimulus checks? We know that Lindsey Graham seemed to hint with his tweet, let me pull it up here, that he may be in favor of them, right? He was talking about, I told you about this yesterday, I think. "After spending time with Trump, I'm convinced he is more determined than ever to increase stimulus payments to $2,000 per person and to challenge Section 230 big tech liability protection. Both are reasonable demands." Right? So I'm thinking that Lindsey Graham might support $2,000 stimulus checks. Josh Hawley possibly as well. What about the Georgia senators? Right? Perdue and Loeffler, would they support $2,000 stimulus checks with the looming January 5th Georgia runoff next week? I don't know. But the big question is, will at least 13 Republican senators support increasing the second stimulus checks from $600 for non-dependents to $2,000 for non-dependents while retaining the $600 per dependent child under the age of 17. That is not a guarantee. Don't let anybody tell you that it is. This amendment passing the House, it's frankly not a big deal. Dems control the House. Pelosi is pushing for $2,000 stimulus checks. I would be shocked if it didn't pass the House. The roadblock to big stimulus, and you know this, has always been Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans. And it would really be something. It would really be something if 13 Republican senators got on board with another $370 billion for untargeted, in the words of Pat Toomey that I showed you yesterday in the clip, untargeted stimulus checks. But no one knows the future. We can only guess. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.